Maybach. You ain't even gotta count the money. It's all left.
Let's sit down for this. Yeah, pretty pathetic. So a lot of times, anytime you're starting a diet, you're gonna have a few rough moments in the first couple weeks. For me now, I've just completed my first week, and looking at my weight, actually past few days, I've actually gained quite a bit of weight, where at first I was worried that I was losing too much weight too fast, and I was afraid that I was losing some muscle and it was gonna affect my performance. But the thing that I want you to understand about this video is, I'm talking about in this video, is that just because you might be losing too fast, you also don't want to sabotage your own diet and progress. And I was starting to feel a little down about myself, especially doing that, because you could tell they're just like not really hitting it quite as well. So I was wondering, like, did I lose too much muscle? Did I gain some fat, and then that's affecting my performance? But I had to remind myself that there's a study that I came across, and it's a study where they were measuring in terms of vertical jumps with athletes, and they were seeing when the athletes decided to cut their calories. So they had one group that cut about 300 calories, 300 deficit, which is what I was aiming to do, and then another group that was doing 750 calories. So think about those two over a course of a month. Now, who do you think would benefit the most? So the answer was the group that actually cut the most calories ended up getting the most performance. These sprint athletes were able to improve their performance even while losing some weight. So that's something. Alright, so today's been a pretty tough day. So on one end, I had to face the reality that I had gained some weight. Part of it also, and the reason why I'm doing this video, is to remind people that if you're going through a diet, it's gonna be difficult, and just because you lose too much weight or you gain some of the weight back during the diet does not mean you need to give up altogether. So I actually decided, when my battery died, I was kind of feeling a little funky, and I was able to still make sure that I get a workout in. So you can actually see some of it, put it in my Instagram story. I'll actually share now. Woo!
Big chest. Ooh.
After that workout that I had with Tau Physique, shout out Tau Physique for helping me. It was a real difficult workout, so I was able to still challenge my body, because if you remember a couple previous videos, I talked about how it's important to really challenge yourself, because that's what's going to allow you to maintain the muscle, especially while you're dieting. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that part of the faults that I came across during this this past weekend is because I wasn't tracking my calories quite to the degree that I should, and that is on my that's totally my fault, and that's something that is very important if you're trying to make sure that your diet works for you. So what I plan to do is, originally this series was called Athlete Shred, but I actually want to put it to something more meaningful to me. I'm still working on my vertical jump, so I'm actually going to call this series Lean and Bounce. So if you're a basketball player that also cares about your aesthetics, this is going to be the series that you're going to watch for the next few months, because I plan to release content regularly each week. So and anyways, to go back to it, so what I was mentioning earlier in the study before we got to this heart-to-heart is the athletes were able to see their performance increase despite losing some muscle and losing some weight. So that's one area that I have to remind myself that I can't get hung up on. I can't get hung up on the day-to-day. All I need to do is just make sure that I track the day-to-day, and then just try to make progress as I go along. If I end up losing like 3 or 4 pounds of muscle, but I end up dunking, hey, success. That's more important to me right now. So, and at the very least, I'm gonna look lean while doing it. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you're already a doer, I appreciate you, and I'll catch y'all next time. Thanks for checking out.